Hi everyone. Hi all my dear friends. I hope you all have had a great week. Welcome to our weekly Communities of Practice Sunday check-in session, a half hour of Dharma reflection and community connections. If you are a new member of our community, please accept our wholehearted welcome to you. If you have any questions about our practices and topics, we are all here to help. So it is customary in Australia to begin any meeting by acknowledging the traditional owners of our land. So in the spirit of reconciliation, I would like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which we walk, study, and reside, the Wudi people of the Darul Nation, and pay my respects to elders, past, present, and emerging. I also pay my respects to the traditional custodians of the various lands on which you all are. So today is a very special and exciting day because today marks our 100th Sunday check-in session. It has been over 2 years of us sharing love, compassion, and wisdom with each other. And for this special day, Venerable Jue and many facilitators from the past 100 sessions recorded a video to share their touching reflections and warm wishes for the community. And before that, before we play the video, I would like to give a special thank you to Liam and Priscilla for their outstanding behind-the-scenes work they do. So now, let's take a look at the video.
The Venerable Master Xing Yun says that practice takes place in communities. Hence, the Communities of Practice Sunday check-in session started humbly in October 2020. It provides a safe space for the cultivation of the habit of pausing and reflecting on humanistic values guided by Buddhist wisdom in the company of friends in the Dharma. The main 30-minute program and the collective insights are immortalized on our website. These sessions have now become my solvent, loosening my sediments of afflictions week by week. The secret behind the magic lies in those 7 minutes of crystallized wisdom that our facilitators share. I know the hard work involved. Hours of preparation and rehearsal go into ensuring that those 7 minutes says it all. And the simple but thoughtful questions that guide our breakout discussions are often profoundly and maddeningly unanswerable. We know that we have matured when we become comfortable with silence, for in that silence is the gift of everything.
With the onset of the pandemic, I recall Venerable Jue reflecting on the difficulty of reaching our friends and asking if 3 months of an online weekly check-in was a good idea. I thought it'd be easy and out of the way quickly. 2 years later, this international adventure has become a space of friendship that has transcended that 30 minutes online in so many ways. And it's sustained by all of you. A generous, humorous, diverse, and infinitely compassionate community, trying to make ourselves and the world just a little bit better. Today we're going to hear from the facilitators who have thoughtfully and gently guided our 100 episodes of Sunday check-in sessions.
This online community is amazing. Practitioners from Australia, Singapore, Malaysia, Sri Lanka, United States, and the Philippines, China, Taiwan come up together on a weekly basis to immerse in the sea of the Buddha Dhamma. And regardless of our background, the school that we are more inclined to, we still can come together, share harmoniously, and united by a common purpose of elevating the pain and sufferings of oneself and others.
The Communities of Practice program has built such a terrific atmosphere and a culture, and it is a culture of trust and a culture of care, and it's a culture of really learning in our daily life to be fully human.
What is it like being a facilitator? Well, it's a great honour, and it's a great privilege, and allows a transformation, a choice of topic, one that would resonate with the group, and one that I would enjoy discovering.
I love being a facilitator because I've always loved engaging in conversations with people all my life. I'm very curious, I'm very interested in the experiences and the different perspectives that we all bring to our conversations. And I very much believe that everybody brings a piece of truth to a conversation, and that ultimately the quality of the conversations we have with each other actually affect the quality of our society. So to have these very high quality conversations each week in the Communities of Practice is not only a great privilege, but I've found it very inspiring and really a reminder that, our thoughts and our ideas and our words matter, not just to ourselves, but to each other.
My most memorable moments for the Communities of Practice was with the topics associated with how we live with nature. And I think they generated the most comments as well as doing the 2 sessions as a facilitator in the past 100 sessions. I also have to go through all the comments every second week and pick out the most traditional or outstanding comments made. And I think those were the sessions when people talked about nature and communing with nature and the Buddhist perspective of how we move forward in this very complex life we live was most interesting to me.
Most memorable sessions or moments, for me, it's not exactly a particular session or a particular moment that's been memorable, but the whole experience of being with this community. Like many people here, I live in Sydney, and we lived through a long period of lockdown in 2021, and that was extremely challenging, and it was a very dark and difficult time for many of us. But every Sunday I came on my computer and I checked in, and for that half an hour I felt like amidst all that darkness there was this light, and that light was all of you, and that really sustained me every week.
Memorable moments are the experiences of an inner journey. It happened several times where, triggered by some deep insight or realization, members of the community began to disappear into one another, and as if on cue, the community falls into complete silence of deep understanding. And in that shared space, we all experience both individual and collective growth. And in that moment, we have a glimpse of the eternal as we reap the wisdom and grace of interbeing, of interconnectedness. This is what community is all about. Thank you.
As for the future, well, I wish this international community well. May it flourish and develop over the future, shall we say, 100 kalpas. That should be sufficient time for it to reach a state of absolute and transcendental excellence.
It's actually priceless, it's priceless, and I wish all of us health, happiness, prosperity, and just keep going and really falling into each moment, present moment together. Thank you.
So never be afraid of anything at any moment of your life, because you're born to be a compassionate and fearless Bodhisattva, and you always have the support of this entire community. So go ahead and embrace the world with your unconditional love and your big heart.
And may this community bring everyone a sense of belonging and become the light in times of darkness and uncertainty.
May the merits of our 100 sessions together be dedicated to the good health of Venerable Master Xing Yun and every being. May our community continue to cultivate the positive humanistic energies that our imperiled world desperately needs to face the daunting times ahead. I hope that we will continue to grow together in the Dharma, for these Sunday check-in sessions will and can only continue with your creativity, curiosity, and presence.
So thank you, Venerable, for your visions and for guiding us in the past 2 years. And thank you all for the weekly gathering that has become a source of strength and hope for all of us. So to collectively record our memories of the past 2 years and to look ahead to creating the Sunday Check-in's future, we are going to create a poem together. So now each group, each breakout room will create, and you have been invited to create 2 lines of poem about the Sunday check-in session. And you can use the following questions to trigger your creativity. So the first question is, do you come to the Sunday check-in? Why do you come to the Sunday check-in session? And the second, what does Sunday check-in session mean for you? And the third question, but a very important one, what do you wish to see in the Sunday check-ins for 2023? Meanwhile, I would like to invite all the amazing facilitators who may or may not appear in the video to guide the discussion in each group and write down the 2 lines of the poem. Since after we come back to the big room, our Bodhisattva Salmon is going to invite you to type your 2 lines of the poem in the chat box so that we can collect, edit, and create a poem afterward to record our memory and to look forward. So now we'll be placed in groups of 3 to 4 to share and discuss. In the beginning, we do recommend you still spend a little time getting to know each other so that you can get a little more comfortable creating the poem together. And don't be stressed about creating poetic sentence. 1 or 2 words such as resilience and compassion can also amazingly touch the heart of our community. So again, our sessions are guided by metta, unconditional love, and kindness for all beings. So go ahead. We look forward to seeing you all in the bigger room. See you all back in 15 minutes.
Hi, welcome back, everyone. We hope that you have enjoyed your group discussion and were able to create a 2 lines poem, or maybe just some sentences or words together. So please feel free to type into the chat box, and our poster team will consolidate all your insights into a complete poem later, maybe later this week. We have a heated discussion in our group, and like Ken has shared her feelings about COPs with us. That Ken said, COP be the one who nurtures and builds, be the one who understanding and forgiving heart. I can see the sharing from Priscilla. I weekly join the communities of practice to be with my friends in the forum of care, a culture of trust, and compassion to share. Thank you, Priscilla. And from Angela's group, to hear everyone's story, therefore we keep going. To see friendship blossoms, therefore we keep coming. Wow, beautiful. I guess that our post team will have a lot of work to compile all of them together. And from Cecile, reminding and remembering on a Sunday check-in, a bodhisattva nature where in silence and deep communion, people disappear into one another as what was always meant to be. Which reminds me of the interconnectedness and non-self. Thank you, Cecile. Okay, please keep writing, and thank you everyone for your teamwork and sharing. So before our session is officially closed, we'd like to invite Venerable Jue Wei, who has inspired us and has contributed selflessly to this community, to speak a few words with us. So welcome, Venerable Jue Wei.
Thank you, Xiaomong, Yi Jin, and Priscilla for the countless meetings that they had in order to make today's session possible. And of course, to everyone for the hearts that you have given to this little community. The 100th session on our second anniversary on the 2nd of October 2022 is truly auspicious. In times like these, I've learned not to plan too far ahead. This is because we must allow for surprises and conditions to emerge. Priscilla and I have promised each other that we will continue to at least June 2023. And so for the next 3 months, we will immerse ourselves into the incredible lives of members of this community with their turning point stories. After the Christmas New Year break, we will resume with our familiar facilitators and invite some new faces. For example, Venerable Miao Guang will indulge us with 4 weeks of Bodhi-like tales. At the plenary session afterwards, I look forward to hearing the topics that you may be interested in us exploring together. The delight of your company and the experience of each Sunday check-in session bewilder my mind. Thank you very much for the melting power of your friendship.
Oh, thank you, Venerable Jue Wei, for your kind words, and thank you for inviting new friends in the upcoming year. So we really hope the check-in session was helpful to you, and we hope you experience the unconditional love and compassion of this community. So for anyone who might be experiencing a greater need than what today could meet, please don't hesitate to get in touch with us via email, and you can also reach out to the professional organizations on the screen. So starting next Sunday, we will invite some of our community friends to share their turning point stories with us, followed by our Euro breakout room discussions and reflections based on their sharings. So Priscilla will share her 10 days retreat journey with us on next Sunday. We look forward to hearing from you, Priscilla. So for now, though, as we check out today, let's recite the dedication of merits together to send love and compassion to each other and whoever is in need.
Let us now dedicate the goodness of what you have done to all living beings. May kindness, compassion, joy, and equanimity pervade all worlds. May we cherish and build affinities to benefit all beings. May Chan, Pure Land, and precepts inspire equality and patience. May our gratitude and humility give rise to great vows.
Well, thank you everyone for joining us today. And now we will continue with our Euro post check-in discussions. So please stay around for the next half an hour or so if you have time. Otherwise, we will see you again next Sunday at 11 a.m. Thank you.